Hello and welcome to the Media Literacy Ambassadors Programme. I'm Diane Kemp and I'm joined today by students from Holy Trinity School who are going to be arguing for and against the proposition that social media encourages toxic relationships. Where do you stand on that? Well, we're going to find out some good arguments for and against right now. So I'm going to turn to Ghanim first. And Ghanim, you're going to tell me why you think that social media, it encourages those toxic relationships. Why?
It's because people say horrible things, and it may be a source of a victim of a girl, or men trying to manipulate, and stereotypes may be a source of toxic relationships online.
Okay, but would that happen anyway, do you think, if they weren't just online, maybe in real life?
It could happen in real life, as stereotypes are not just on social media. They could happen in real life situations, like if you're in public and someone's trying to manipulate you into going into their car. It could be online, like they could be faking their age just to manipulate you to be with them.
So you just don't know really if it's true or not, I guess.
Yes.
Is what you're saying there. Yeah. Shelley Rose, I mean, you also think that it encourages these toxic relationships. Again, why?
Because when you're using social media, you don't really know who you're talking to, and a lot of people fake their accounts to talk to young people and manipulate them to do things they don't really want to do. But
don't you think it's for young people to know and understand that and ask those sorts of questions, to check out who it is they're talking to?
I think it should not be really good for young people. Even though it's kind of made for young people, they shouldn't really use it to talk to strangers.
Okay. Well, I mean, those are good arguments why you think it's toxic. Let's find out somebody who is against that, and I may come back to you to put some of her arguments to you, because Shuk, you actually are arguing against this. You don't think that social media encourages those toxic relationships. What's that based on? Why?
Because social media can be a good way to communicate with new people, and some people actually can make good friends if they know how to use social media. But I also think that if some social media websites make warnings and ways to teach you how to use it properly, then you will know how to communicate with the good people that you actually can connect and be friends with.
But you heard them both argue that actually sometimes those people aren't kind of good actors, they are out sort of to manipulate. And so surely that, where that happens, social media does encourage toxic relationships.
It does actually encourage, but it doesn't always have to be that way. If someone knows how to use social media, then that's how they can actually get the friends that they need or want.
So you think it's a really good way of increasing your friends, stopping people feeling isolated, that kind of thing?
Yes, that's because some people in real life don't have the courage to make friends face to face. Some people actually want to talk to people through social media and connect with them.
Which is a really good point. What do you say to that? I mean, can you see that actually there is a good side to social media? It doesn't have to lead to those. Ghanim, what do you think about that?
I think what she said is good, but you should always check who you're talking to, because you never know. Like if you're talking to a 16-year-old, but actually behind that screen of computer, it's the 32-year-old trying to manipulate you into their sort of, luring you into toxic relationships, luring you to the bad side of social media. So you should always check who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Shelley Rose?
And also, it's very easy to create fake accounts and fake names and fake age. Everything is really, really important to be careful to who you're talking to, really.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about those sorts of additional safeguards then, maybe, that would help to make it a safe space, which is what you're arguing about?
Yeah, also if a person is going through toxic relationships, social media is a good way to share that. Like a girl on TikTok called Kayla Malik, she had a boyfriend that used to abuse her and hit her, but she got winning in court, and she shared her story through social media. So it can be a good way to share and be who you are.
I mean, again, I'm going to come back to you on that, because that's a really strong argument, isn't it? That, sometimes you can use social media to get yourself out of those sorts of relationships. What do you say to that?
Yes, yes, you can use it to get out of relationships, but it's also like there's also abusive people under, like she said, Kayla Malek, who's an influencer. She used social media to get out of it, but the person who she's with is also an influencer and who's also on social media, and that's like the bad side of social media. And it also, he is actually luring Kayla into toxic relationships by abusing her and trying to like go against her and stuff. And that's called the bad side of social media too.
Yeah. Shirley Rose, anything to add to that?
Yeah, also influencers. Some influencers may be like really lonely and don't want to talk about it, so it's going to be hard for them to talk to the public and tell what's happening to them as well.
Right, okay. Do you want to add anything? Do you get the final word? Partly because there's only one of you arguing against this proposition, but was anything that they were just saying there convincing you that actually, no, it really is toxic, you know, it's not a good thing?
It is and can be toxic, but also social media is a very good way to share your life and share your stuff and tell everybody and warn people from these type of relationships, just like how Kayla warned everybody from Evan. And now people know and get warned that Evan is not a good person and to stay away and see how he uses like manipulative ways to manipulate you in.
It's a lot of sensible comments here around the table. I think if we had to sort of judge whether it was for or against, this is a very even argument because there seems to be points on each side here. So I think this is a draw. I think you each make those arguments that it can cause toxic relationships, but also it's got lots of good things within it, but with safeguards. So I'm going to say congratulations to the three of you. I think that's very well argued, if I may say. To Holy Trinity, well done to you and your school. That's absolutely fantastic. And that's the end of this discussion.
And cut. Well
Yay!